Welcome to Who's That Shark Friday.
Hello, Miss Castellon. Welcome to Who's That Shark Friday. Can you tell us why you're here?
Hi, I'm here to do an interview with the videography class about my backpacking.
That's nice. What got you interested in working at PHS?
I had just moved recently back to California from Alabama. We're stationed in Ventura. I applied to several schools in Ventura, but I liked PHS the best.
That's good. I mean, it's a good school.
Yeah.
Did you always want to be a teacher?
Yeah. Actually, I remember vividly in kindergarten being asked what I wanted to be, and I said a teacher. It switched to a couple of other things as I was growing up, but I ended up being a teacher.
How long have you worked at PHS?
This is my second year at PHS.
What's your favorite memory so far of working at PHS?
That's a good question. I think probably from this year. I think the grito contest that we did last week, just because it's fun to see kids kind of be a part of the school and have fun.
That's nice. Spin that wheel!
Spin that wheel! Hi, I'm Trenton. I got picked on the wheel to ask questions, and we'll start off with this one. Are you married, and if so, how long have you been married for?
Yes, I am married. I've been married for about 1.5 years, but I've been with my husband for about 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Switching off from that one, where did you grow up?
I grew up in South LA, specifically Carson, but a lot of people don't exactly know where that is. It's around Long Beach area.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Where did you go to college?
I actually went to college at UCSB, so not too far from here, just about like 40 minutes north. Yeah.
What did you major in, and what clubs were you involved in?
I double majored in global studies, which is kind of like history, and Spanish. And then what clubs?
Yeah.
Clubs, I was part of a few. I was part of one of the school newspapers. I was a photographer for them. And then eventually I moved up to one of the heads of the newspapers that ran it. And then I was also part of this other club called La Escuelita, which they worked a lot with underrepresented groups around the Ventura and Santa Barbara counties, and just tried to give them more access to resources that could help them with life after college, whether that be the higher education, trade school, or like military service, or just the workforce.
That's really cool. Have you always spoke Spanish?
Yeah. I learned it when I was a kid, because both my parents are from Mexico. They both speak Spanish, and it wasn't until I got to school that I learned English.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Where have you lived in your life? Wait. Sorry. When did you move to Ventura, and why?
I moved to Ventura March of 2024. Before that, I lived in Mobile, Alabama for about 4.5 years. And before that, I lived in a couple different cities in California. I lived in San Jose, Santa Barbara for college, in Hayward, which is in the East Bay, and then LA, where I'm from.
That's really cool. Why did you live in Alabama?
My husband is in the Coast Guard, so he was stationed out there, and eventually I followed him. And yeah, we lived there for 4.5 years, almost 5.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
What are your hobbies?
My biggest one is probably backpacking / hiking. I like spending a lot of time outdoors just because I spend so much time indoors in the classroom, and so it's nice to have a completely different change of environment. But other than that, I like to crochet, which Suhei makes fun of me for. But I like to crochet. I'm working on a blanket right now. And just a bunch of like nerdy stuff. I like to read. I like to do puzzles. Yeah.
That's so cool. Spin that wheel. All right. Spin that wheel.
Barnett. Well, I'm on to my favorite questions now, Ms. Castellon. What's the longest hike you've ever been on?
The longest hike I have ever been on, I did about 5 years ago. It was the first time I did the John Muir Trail, or the JMT for short, and that time I did it was 260 miles long.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That's a pretty long hike. And that was a loaded question because I knew that you were all about backpacking. You
Yeah.
and your husband backpack together?
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, we're going to look at some pictures pretty soon here, but first, can you tell me the hardest thing about that hike?
I think the hardest thing about that hike is just how hot it is, and how much water you have to drink to stay hydrated, because you can feel it right away when you're not hydrated. It just affects your brain, it affects your stamina, it affects your mood for sure. So I think that's the hardest part.
The heat and the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. All right, cool. And then we are going to look at these pictures right here and have you explain them. You brought some gear with us. Can you show us a little about what you brought and kind of what it's for?
Yeah.
So what are we looking at here? What is this thing?
So this is my newest backpack. I have two, but the first backpack that I bought, it's pretty old and beat up, but this one is only about, I've only used it for one trip, so it's pretty new. But for backpacks, they kind of change depending on what company makes them, and what size you have, but this backpack has a pocket on the top, and that's usually where I have my first aid stuff and my permit, because that's just the most important things to reach for. And then back here is usually where I carry like my toiletries, toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, things like that. And then on the inside...
Wait, how do you go to the bathroom in the forest?
You have to dig a cat hole, which is kind of awkward to talk about, but you usually have to carry a shovel, and you just dig a hole and you do your business and...
You poop in a hole?
Yeah.
Just like animals don't.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
But this is my bear box, because in California, I think everywhere in California, you have to have a bear box to keep all your scented items. So my bear box, it has a ton of stickers of every national park that I've been to. I think I've been to about 12 or 15. Our goal is to go to all of them.
Oh wait, check it out. I realized something during this interview.
Yeah.
UCSB?
Yeah.
And Global Studies?
Yeah.
Me too.
Nice. Oh, really?
Yeah, we're the same school and the same major.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, but on the inside, obviously I don't have food, but this is my pillow. You blow it up. It's pretty light. It's only about like 9 ounces. This is our food bowl. So it's kind of like a dog water bowl. You just collapse it just to save space. Reusable fork and spoon, first aid. This is our battery pack that we use to charge our phones and any electronics. And then this is our rain, like sheath, rain cover, yeah, for the backpack. Just in case if it rains, we can cover our backpack and all of our belongings in it so they don't get wet.
Nice, and you keep all your food in there so that bears don't get your food?
Yeah, yeah, because they've tested it multiple times, but bears, as long as it's properly sealed, bears shouldn't be able to get into your food.
So you keep everything in here that you need for 26 days?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have a house?
Yeah,
a
this.
bed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is my sleeping pad, just because it's nice to have a little bit of a cushion when you're sleeping at night, especially if it's rocky or it's super cold, because the cold can't transmit through your sleeping pad as well. My sleeping bag is in there, and then I also have some clothes. I have these wool pants. Usually wool pants are essential for backpacking just because they're really, really warm. And if you stay wet, there's less of a chance with wool that you'll get hypothermia, which is what you don't want in backpacking.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool stuff. Thank you for sharing. I guess I should first ask, have you ever been on a cruise?
No, I haven't been on a cruise.
Okay, well,
I'm scared of water.
Okay,
so.
well, the answer to how many cruises you've been on would be 0.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. What is your favorite thing to do when you're not teaching or backpacking?
That's a good question. I think
You're just a teacher and a backpacker? There's nothing else?
I go home as often as I can just because I spent so much time away from my family. So I go down to LA a lot, spend time with my parents, take them out. Yeah.
Nice. Fantastic. Next question, where is your favorite place to travel?
I think just national parks in general because they're so varied. There's so many different national parks. I think there's about like 60, and all of them look uniquely different than the other. And since it's one of our goals to see all of them, I think that's my favorite place to travel to.
Sweet. Good answer. National parks.
Yeah.
All right. My final question for you is, what kind of music do you like?
Ooh. I like a lot of alternative rock, so like Radiohead, The Smiths, The Clash a little bit. But then I also like a lot of folky music, like The Head and the Heart. Who else? O.C. Elliott.
Nice. I'll have to look a few of these up.
Yeah.
That folky stuff sounds interesting, and I haven't heard of them. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for answering my questions. Now let's spin that wheel. Hector, you are up, sir.
My name's Hector. I got picked next on the wheel. And, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food, besides Mexican, because I'm a little biased, is sushi and ramen, so Japanese food.
Any specific type of sushi?
I really like tuna and yellowtail. Yeah.
What's favorite sport that you play or watch?
I used to play track and field and cross country in high school. So during the Olympics, whenever they're on, that's my favorite sport to watch, as well as swimming.
Okay. First thing you would buy if you won the lottery?
I think I would buy my mom and dad just an all expenses paid trip to somewhere, because they've never been outside of the country besides Mexico.
Any specific place you take them, like that they'd want to go that you know of? Or?
I know they've really been wanting to go to Italy for a while, so probably there.
Okay. And do you like animals, and which is your favorite?
Yes, I do like animals. I really like giraffes just because they're kind of weird looking, but I also love dogs, and I have one. I have a golden retriever.
What is your favorite car?
I've always wanted a VW bus, like the old ones. If I ever get one, I know I'd have to fix it up, but that's okay.
Like the ones you go traveling in,
Mhm.
the camper vans?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Spin that wheel.
Wait, again.
Quiet.
Oh, I started, so I might as well finish it. Who was your favorite student so far?
I mean, I don't think it's fair to say, so everyone? I think that's a safe answer.
That very safe answer. What's your favorite movie or show?
Oof. Favorite show is either Doctor Who, which is like a sci-fi space time travel show, or Sharp Objects is really good. I really like murder mysteries, and that one is a really good show based on a book.
Doctor Who's pretty good. I've watched it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite restaurant to eat at in Ventura? I know there's a lot of good ones out here.
Yeah. I'd have to go with Fluid State.
Where's that at?
It's towards the end of Main Street.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. I
Yeah.
don't think I've eaten there before.
Yeah, they have pizza, wings, and then a couple of other things, smaller items, but they're more well known for their pizza. It's
Definitely
really, really
have to
good.
go there. I love
Yeah.
pizza. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about yourself?
Oh, that's on the spot. I can't think of anything on the spot.
That's it, right?
Thanks for watching Who's That Shark Friday?
Featuring Mrs. Castellon.